Hey guys, it's Ash, and in this video I'm going to show you guys how to build a Town Hall 9 farming base. So let's get started. The first thing you want to do is place your Dark Elixir storage right at the center because it's the most precious resource, so it should be protected the most. Next, you want your Clan Castle anywhere around that Dark Elixir storage, as you also want it centralized as it has a very large radius, so you want to keep it unlured because it is your best defense in the game. Next, you want to place your X-bows. I like to place them around my Dark Elixir storage, and the reason for that is because X-bows have a lot of hit points. They have a lot of HP, so it takes a while to take them down. Same as your Clan Castle has a lot of HP. So to fully protect that Dark Elixir storage, it's a great idea to have it surrounded by high HP structures such as X-bows and Clan Castle, and also storages have a lot of hit points. So then I'm going to take advantage of that high HP unit of the X-bows. I'm going to place Teslas next to them, next to the X-bows and also the Clan Castle, because they have such high HP. Troops such as the Archer Queen are going to spend more time on attacking those high HP structures while getting shot at by the hidden Teslas behind those high HP units. So it's a very good idea to have that combination. Place your hidden Teslas behind high HP units. Next, I'm gonna, let's see, for the core, what else? I'm gonna have air defenses because air sweepers, because they also have very low. They're only a 2x2 tile unit. So you can effectively have them fit inside your core. You want to have a small core. You don't want to make your core too big, because the bigger your core is, the easier it is for troops to break inside. So we're not going to have a large core. We're going to have a pretty small one. So it's harder, more challenging for attackers to break in. And then we're going to surround that core with our walls. So we have a pretty powerful core, point core, with Teslas behind the X-bows. Now one of the things we're lacking right now is splash damage, because both your Tesla and your X-bow are point defenses. They do most damage to tanks, however they can be overwhelmed by barbarians, archers, witches, the skeletons. So a good way to prevent or make your base more solid against those types of attacks, especially level 7 Barsh with giants, that's like the most common attack that you're going to experience from Town Hall 10 attackers as a farming base. So we're gonna try to place some mortars, splash damaging defenses such as mortars or wizard towers around there. We're not gonna place our mortars too close to the defense, because if we do that, if we align them next to the defenses here, then that's just gonna pull giants straight towards the core. So we want to have non-defensive units around those defenses first, and obviously the best non-defensive unit with the highest HP other than the Clan Castle and your Dark Elixir storage are your other storages, and of course your Town Hall. But you want to place that Town Hall on the outside because this is a farming base. You want the shield. That's the most important aspect of a farming base, is to have your Town Hall right at the corner, so it's readily available to attackers, so they can just take your Town Hall and you get the free 12-hour shield. So we're going to have storages in front of our defenses, and what better way to utilize these gold storage, elixir storages, than to place them right behind Teslas. Teslas have low hit points. They're very weak. So you want to always place them behind high HP units such as X-bows, storages, any other defenses. Like air sweepers are pretty decent in terms of hit points. They're not that bad. They're pretty average. So it's also a good idea to have them in front of your Teslas. And the reason I have air sweepers pointing at each other here is so that they can protect the core. If I had my air sweepers like this, which some people do, that's not a good idea, because as you can see now, it's not covering the core. Your core is not protected anymore, and attackers can now just attack you from top or bottom and just wipe you out. But when you have your air sweepers pointing to each other at the core here, now your core is protected from every direction. As you can see, from the left, from the right, and from the top and bottom. As you can see, they take up the whole 90-degree area here on both sides. So next, we're gonna place those storages in a compartment. We're gonna place them in one compartment. So let's because we do want a balance in protection. As a farming base, we want a good balance. For this farming base, it's not exclusively just for dark elixir protection. I also want a balance of gold and elixir protection. So I'm going to place these storages in the same compartment as so, like this. And let's see, we're also going to have more storages. We have more storages, so we're going to surround it in our core. We don't want our storages to be too exposed, and we also don't want to clump all our storages together, because the more clumped your storages are, the easier it is for attackers to just break in and easily steal everything. So you want to segregate them, and you do want to place them behind defenses, as well as place defenses in front of them as well, in all corners of the base. So let's see, then we have another elixir storage. Let's place it over there. We have another gold storage here. We're going to place this elixir storage here, and we're going to then place those two storages in their own separate compartments. So we're gonna, let's see, we're gonna place that inside here. Actually, let's move that storage a bit here, and there we go. We have both of these storages in their own compartment. And we're going to do the same thing here. Symmetry is very important, and the reason symmetry is very important for a farming base is because otherwise you're always going to have a side that's the weakest. If you have an asymmetrical base, then there will always be one side that's weaker than the other. So it's always a good idea to have it as symmetrical as possible. Not only that, it makes it look very good. It makes it aesthetically pleasing. And here we're gonna have our mortar here. We're not gonna place that mortar right next to that wall, because otherwise it's just gonna pull giants. It's gonna make it closer to the air sweeper and Tesla, and that's just gonna pull giants straight towards the core. So we do want to create some space between that. So we're gonna place our mortars over there. And let's see, we still have elixir storage and the gold storage. So let's place our gold storage and elixir storage down here. So they surround all corners of the base, all sides of the base. And let's see, we're going to place them in their own compartment as well. So walls around that. And that's looking good. There we go. And let's see. Now, obviously, the weakest side for the dark elixir storage is up top right here. Because if the Archer Queen just gets inside here, she can just remove these two storages and just go for the dark elixir storage right after taking out the low hit points of those Teslas. So let's strengthen that top a bit. We're gonna make, let's make another compartment. Actually, let's make another compartment here. More compartments, strengthen the top more, and let's close this gap right here between these two storages. That's not a bad idea. We don't really need these walls then. So let's place instead a giant bomb there. There we go. That's cool. And we actually don't need the space here either, so let's try to make more space for more giant bombs here. Let's place that giant bomb over there. As a farming base, we don't really need double giant bombs because mass Hog Rider attacks aren't really that common. So it's better to strengthen your farming base against the more common threats than the uncommon threats. Better to be more effective against the more common threats. So let's see, we're gonna place giant bomb here and there, and move that wall. Let's place it over there. And as you can see, there's still empty spaces right there, so troops can spawn there. So to prevent that, we're just going to place a wall here, and we're going to place a wall there, and that's it. No troop is going to be able to spawn inside your core anymore. Okay, and we can also, what we can do is, can we do that? No, we can't do that. We can't close this wall, but that's fine, that's great. So our core is very strong, and actually, let's see, I'm going to have my wall pushed out further, even further here. And the reason I want to do that, I'm also going to place a wall over there to prevent troops from spawning inside the base. This wall out and just place this wall right there, and that's good. Now troops won't be able to spawn inside. And the reason I did that, I moved the walls out, is so that the Archer Queen will be unable to target the Dark Elixir storage from bottom with their 5 tile attack range. As you can see, the wall from here and that dark elixir storage is six tiles apart. So the Archer Queen will be unable to target your dark elixir storage over the wall with their range. She will have to break through the wall, or she would have to jump. So let's have our level 10 walls over there. Always have your strongest walls protecting your core. Same thing we're gonna do here. We're gonna have level 10 walls protecting the core. Okay, perfect. And over there as well. Level 10 wall. There we go. And let's see next. So everything's looking good, and we have 2 mortars down here. We're not gonna close this compartment, because if we do close this compartment and the giant gets inside here, inside this compartment, then that giant is gonna go straight for the core. So instead we're gonna create a funnel. Let's have a wizard tower there. So we're gonna create an opening here, and we're gonna have a funnel, and we're also gonna place a spring trap. So if giants do go inside, they try to go inside for the mortar, they're gonna get hit by that spring trap funnel system right here. So that spring trap can capture at most 3 giants. And let's see, at top we're going to have, let's have air defenses, because we do want air defenses quadrangulated. Basically, I use that word basically meaning 4 sides, 4 equal sides. Here. Let's have mortars there as well. Actually, no, that's pretty bad idea right here, as you can see. And the reason this is a bad idea is because that mortar is right next to that X-bow from that wall. So giants are just gonna go straight towards your core. Because of that, they're just gonna go right inside your core after that mortar, because it's connected towards the X-bow, and giants prefer attacking defenses obviously, so they're just gonna go inside. So in order to prevent that, we're gonna put our barbarian king over here, and we're gonna place our archer queen. And the reason for that is because they're not defensive units. Even though they act as defenses, they act on defense, they aren't considered defenses. So you can use them as non-defensive units to prevent giants, golems, hog riders from jumping inside, from getting inside your base, from attacking your base. And instead, this way the giants will go around your base rather than focus on the core. And that's a great way of defending against giant based attacks or golem attacks, is to have the golems or giants run around while the support troops such as the archers, wizards, archer queen behind them get targeted by these defenses in the core. So right now we have a great distribution of all the splash defenses. We have mortars covering all sides of the base. We have wizard towers covering all of it, all our storages inside. They're all in different compartments. We have a good distribution, good balance of all the storages. They're not too close to the core, they're not too clumped together, and they're also separated in 4 sides of the base. So perfect. Also have air defenses 4 sides, wizard towers 4 sides. So everything's looking good. We're gonna place spring traps in between the mortar and the wizard tower here for the funnel system. And let's see what else. We're also gonna have, okay, now we can work on the exterior walls. So let's place walls here, create a channel. Let's actually place this air defense in its own compartment, strengthening the bottom. And we're also going to place these air defenses in their own compartments. So this really strengthens, what this does is it strengthens the sides, the upper northern, left and right side, makes it harder for wall breakers to break in. For example, if wall breakers were to break in from here, they're gonna have to break through this, then they're gonna have to break that before they can break inside here. So it's gonna be very tough. Actually, we're also gonna have another compartment on the top. Actually, let's do that. And if we do that, we're gonna then have our northern side even stronger. So let's see what else. We don't need walls here, so that air defense is protected. Same here, not just for protection, of course, to prevent wall breakers from easily breaking inside your core. So we want to prevent that. Next, let's see. So we have air defenses in their own compartments, so we still need to create that channel right here, and the reason for that is because we want troops to keep walking. So let's actually, since we have this is a bad placement of walls, as you can see right here. And the reason this is a bad placement is because if wall breakers target this wall, they're not just going to break this wall. They're going to break all of these walls here, because wall breakers do splash damage. So if wall breaker was placed there, it's going to break all of these walls and open up all 3 of these compartments. And you want to prevent that. You don't want that. You want to make it as hard as possible for wall breakers to break inside as least walls as possible. So in order to do that, we're going to need to create T-junctions. And in order to do that, I'll show you. Basically, you want to place your walls like this, like so, here. So now if a wall breaker was to target this wall right here, then that wall breaker will not open up this wall because of its splash. It only has a 2 tile splash damage with its explosion, so it's only going to be able to break these walls and be unable to open up that wall guarding your storages. So that's perfect, and this is how you take advantage of, well, the wall breaker. And so we're also gonna instead, I don't like having too many compartments, too many defenses in the same compartment, so we're gonna create more compartments here. We're gonna create that compartment, and we're also gonna have an archer tower there. I like that design, that's pretty cool. And what we can do with these 2 openings is have spring traps there, so if giants were to break inside from the south, go for that air defense, they're gonna go after the archer towers next, and they're gonna get hit by the spring trap. So that's perfect. So great pathways for the giants to get triggered by the spring traps. And another thing I like to do, placement of your cannons. I like to place them in front of the wizard towers and other defenses, so that, you know, the cannons can soak up damage while the wizard tower does damage, especially to balloons. If balloons are coming in towards this direction, that cannon's gonna group those balloons up, and that wizard tower is gonna do splash damage to a bunch of balloons, so it's gonna be a lot of damage. Okay, and let's see, so we're gonna do the same thing here next to that wizard. And not only that, as you can see, the clan castle radius, that cannon will prevent giants from luring that clan castle. So that's perfect placement of those cannons. And that air defense is a bit exposed, so we're going to also place a cannon here, so that air defense can also target balloons while that cannon groups up the balloons, same as the archer towers, taking advantage of the cannons and other structures that will be placed in front of here to soak up damage for them to deal more damage. So that's perfect. And let's see what else. Let's close this up, and that's another T-junction, as you can see right there. Wall breaker won't be able to break both compartments. They're not gonna be able to break inside the storage. So let's have another archer tower there. Yeah, perfect. So 3 defenses there, not too many. You don't want to have too many defenses in the same compartment. And here we're gonna have that archer tower here, so that's great. T-junction right there, perfect. And we need defenses up top, so let's create that. And actually, let's create another compartment. So right here we're gonna create not a compartment, we're gonna make it harder for wall breakers to break inside, because otherwise wall breaker would just break inside this wall and then this wall and get inside. But to make it even more challenging, make it a nightmare for wall breakers, what we're gonna do is we're gonna create 2 separate compartments, one here this way, another here this way. So wall breakers, if they want to break inside, they're gonna have to first break this wall right here. So we're gonna place archer towers there. They're gonna have to break this wall or this wall, and then this wall, and then this wall, this wall, and then get inside the core. So it's gonna be a nightmare for wall breaker. It's gonna be very challenging. So that's perfect. Also gonna have that funnel system, so that if giants break inside here, they're not gonna go for the core. They're not just gonna go right inside the core. They're gonna funnel around here. They're gonna go for the archer tower, then they're gonna go for the wizard tower, and then hit the spring trap, go for the mortar, and they're just gonna go circling around. So that's perfect. And we're gonna make another T-junction right here. Well, not a T-junction, but it is gonna prevent wall breakers from breaking inside. To make that better, let's do this. Let's move that wall up a bit right here. Now we have a T-junction, perfect. And we're gonna do the same thing right here as well. So again, that junction to prevent wall breakers from breaking inside 2 layers of walls. Next, we're gonna have, let's see, let's close that gap over there as well. We still have more walls left, so it's perfect. We still have 5 walls, I believe. Yeah, we only have 5 walls left, but we're practically done. As you can see, we already have a pretty great base, I'd say. All the factors towards making a great farming base. We still have cannons, which we can place on top of those wizard towers, so that's perfect. And let's see, actually let's place that cannon instead right here. And the reason I want to place that cannon over there is to keep that funnel going, as giants are going to go for the archer tower, wizard tower, mortar, cannon. They're not going to go for the core. They're going to go for the closest defense, which is that air defense next to that cannon. They're not going to go for that X-bow, so that's perfect. And let's see, so we have everything, all our defenses. Now for traps, let's start with skeleton traps. I like having skeleton traps around your core, protecting that dark elixir storage, as those skeleton traps can distract troops while your structures, your defenses, your Teslas, X-bows deal a lot of damage. Let's see what else. Okay, everything here looks good. Core looks good. And the other traps, air bombs. I like placing air bombs next to wizard towers because wizard towers do splash damage. They do a lot of damage to groups of balloons. Same thing with air bombs. Air bombs do splash damage to balloons, so they're perfect for weakening large groups of balloons. So we're going to place air bombs next to our wizard towers. So that's a perfect combination. And we're going to place air mines. I like to place air mines next to air defenses because that way that quickly weakens lava hounds. Lava hounds have lots of hit points, so placing the air mine next to an air defense will severely weaken hounds and make it easier for you to take them down. Let's see what else. We have another giant bomb left over, so let's place that giant bomb somewhere like that's good enough right here. And since we still have 5 walls, let's see. But we don't need to really worry about that yet. We can just use that 5 wall anywhere. Basically, we can actually just place it right here. Let's move that instead of that bomb. Let's create another compartment. That's crazy, the number of compartments we have at the top. It's gonna be very difficult for wall breakers. You're gonna have to now break that builder hut there is gonna act like a decoy. It's gonna pull wall breakers and make them attack this compartment right here, and then those wall breakers are then gonna also have to open up these compartments before getting inside. So that's a lot of work for wall breakers up top. So perfect use of those 5 walls, I'd say. Okay, next, so basically we're just left with these. We still have that one giant bomb, which we can place almost anywhere now. Let's just place it like here because, yeah, that way it can catch wall breakers trying to go for that compartment over there. Same thing here, we can place small bombs just to make it harder for wall breakers to break inside those walls. And we can place the small bombs here as well, so that's great. And now we're just left with these structures. And one thing I like to do with decorations is just place them in front around your town hall, just to show the attacker that you don't have Teslas around your town hall. This way they're gonna thank you. You know, they're gonna be like, oh nice, this guy doesn't have Teslas around him, and I know that because he has decorations around his town hall, so there's no way he can have Teslas around there. So that attacker will be more reluctant to snipe you and give you your shield. And basically now we're just left with these non-defensive structures. So we're just gonna have let's see, army camps on 4 sides of the base. Let's have it right here, let's have it right there, and up top here, and let's finish the rest. Let's have a good distribution of collectors so goblins just don't go straight inside. So collectors here, and it's always a good idea to have a buffer. For a farming base, it's a good idea to have a buffer. Basically what I mean by a buffer is that moving your collectors outside, so that makes the distance of spawning larger, so it makes it harder for troops to just spawn, you know, just spawn right here and get inside. So that makes them travel more, it makes them travel longer, and also gives time for your defenses to quickly take out those troops, such as wall breakers, before they get to your wall. So it's always a good idea to have a buffer for a farming base. So let's see, barrack. Let's place a Goma in there. Next collector here, another barrack there. Doesn't really matter with these non-defensive units. They're all pretty much the same in terms of what they do, except your collectors. High-level collectors, level 12 collectors have a lot of hit points. So it's always a good idea to have defenses always a good idea to have your defenses in front of them. I mean behind them. So that those structures, those collectors soak up damage for them. And we'll just have a barrack over there. So let's just quickly finish this. And laboratory over there. Let's place that over here. Let's place, now some people like placing their drills outside. For me, I like placing them outside because I practically always unfill them. I always collect the dark elixir, so yeah, I like having them outside. But some people like having it inside, so if you like having it inside, then you can just substitute one of those structures. You can actually substitute your heroes if you don't use heroes on defense. Like I rarely ever use heroes on defense because they're usually always upgrading, or I always use them before I log off, so they're usually damaged. So if that's the case, then you can just have your heroes placed on the outside if you don't use them on defense. So that's a good idea. And yeah, basically I'm done. Just have to place these other non-defensive structures, which you can just, I'll let you do. And basically that will be it for this video. That's how you build a farming base, a Town Hall 9 farming base. Now is this, am I done? No, I'm not done yet. I still have to test the base, see if there are any weaknesses. You never know, there could be some weaknesses that you just can't view just by looking at the base when you've built it. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you guys learned a lot about how to build a Town Hall 9 farming base. I will have more videos on other bases, like how to build war bases, and as well as other Town Hall levels bases for them. So many different types of bases. So if you want that, comment below what you want me to build, and I'll do it. And also be sure to subscribe if you liked it, if you found it very helpful, and also give it a thumbs up. And I'll see you guys again soon. Later.